Well, hello and welcome to the We Are Soccer Weekly Recap. Thank you for joining. It is May 4th, 2025. I am Craig Hearn, and Harry Kane has won his first trophy. Congratulations, Mr. Harry Kane. We're going to talk about it. Some people making fun of him. No, I disagree. I'm happy for him. What a player, what a striker. Listen, he's had a lot of attempts, but congratulations to Harry there. We're talking Luton Town getting relegated 2 years in a row. Will they ever be back in the Premiership? It's crazy. Josh Sargent is a Norwich Player of the Year. Yes, an American has won Player of the Year at Norwich. That is awesome, actually. And Real Madrid may have found their new head coach. Shocker as to who it is. Or is it a shocker? We got a lot to get to. By the way, did you watch that Chelsea-Liverpool game today? Guard of honor, booed by the Chelsea fans. Liverpool came out kind of flat. We're talking about it. The fight for 4th and 5th is up for grabs. That's got to be the most exciting thing in the Premiership at the moment. Maybe in World Soccer. I don't know. That's just me. We're talking about it. All right. We're going to be back right after this.
What? And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner! Who gives a shit about where the ball's been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team. Do I look like I'm freaking kidding?
Those things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
that's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
Well, yes, it is, as you heard me say, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I don't know, that nerdy thing that everybody says, Star Wars, is Star Trek? I don't even know. Anyway, we're talking soccer here. We got a lot to get to. Champions League, Europa League, EPL, La Liga, Championship. Yeah, we're talking a little bit about the Championship, relegated teams, promoted teams. We're having a little bit of fun. Do me a favor, join in if you could. We'd love to see your comments. Put them in there, no matter what platform you're on. If you're joining us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, throw those comments in there. We'd appreciate it. Do us a bigger favor and share the video as well. And don't forget to hit subscribe. All right. It's not just me here in the studio. I've got Nate. I've got Brooks. They're joining me. Before I say hello to them, I do want to thank our partners. A big thank you to Soccer World. Big thank you to Next Level Training. A big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. And also a big thank you to the Futbol Doc, Dr. Zack Atwood. Nate, how are you, buddy?
You know, I believe Atwood is working with Hayden Hutchinson.
Yeah? No, he's not.
Or someone.
No, that's someone else.
Isn't it someone within his group?
No, that's our friend Jim Cobasso.
Does he know him?
I think they know each other.
All right, so yeah, it's quasi working with them.
They're not connected, but yeah.
I'm just going with yes.
Yes, it was a cool video I saw of Aiden Hutchinson, a football player.
Yeah, even the best part of that was if you look to the background, you saw
Our sign.
billboard there.
Yeah.
You saw our sign, the
Our
We Are
sign.
Soccer. Aiden Hutchinson, football player, playing behind the We Are Soccer sign.
He's a big supporter of our sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he is.
Numerous times you could see him glance at it and like it.
Yeah, I agree.
Allegedly.
Agreed.
Allegedly, I heard. Rumor has it, substantiated rumor, but 100% true is he listens every night.
Agreed. Every night he goes back.
Every night.
Goes back through over the years of our
Him and
collection
Dan
of videos.
Campbell.
Yeah, and Dan
Allegedly, possibly true, secondhand source, can't be confirmed or denied, similar to the round earth.
Agreed.
Apparently, Dan Campbell's daughter goes to Michigan State.
She does.
There's
yeah,
a video of him moving a big giant beanbag chair out of.
She also loves the show, maybe.
Yes.
Kind of, allegedly. Rumor has
There's
it.
a connection there. She goes to Michigan State. Brooks and I went to
Anonymous
Michigan
source.
State.
I heard from
Yeah.
anonymous sources.
Yeah.
So,
My anonymous source is Brooks.
boys, you have a good weekend? All good?
No.
No. Oh, some losing soccer matches? What are we talking? No.
Oh, my
Why?
daughter run the gamut. That was kind of cool. She had like 3 matches in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is there a
that's a lot.
tournament?
Outside or
No.
inside?
Yes.
Oh,
Both.
oh, because outside here sucks. It's raining. It's cold. It's windy. It was not fun to be outside. in the
All
last
3
few days.
games, W's.
Oh, there you go. That's nice.
7 goals to assists.
Nice.
Wow.
What about coaching, Nate?
Don't care about it.
Okay, that's what.
We had the big grudge match. The big.
Oh yeah.
How'd that go?
The rumble in the Dodge Park jungle.
Michigan Jaguars soccer with
Jags on Jags violence. Green team versus white team out for the blood.
Oh boy.
Man, how'd that go?
We lost 4-0.
Okay, but it was a good game.
It was actually parents from the other team was walking up to me, like shaking my hand, telling me how impressed they were. Guys I never even met, saying, "Oh my God, your team looked really good compared to what we saw." So
That's all that counts.
yeah,
Nice.
win some, lose some.
Brooks, how was your weekend, buddy? Doing all right? You spent a lot of time working on We Are Soccer stuff, and I know you were watching a little USL and a little MLS.
I did, yeah. Was watching a little USL League One last night. Watching MLS today, keeping up with some stuff. Had our Friday night soccer game, so that was fun.
Yeah.
And then, so it's been a good weekend.
Good.
Could be warmer, but
All right. Well, let's jump in. Let's talk. Harry Kane wins his first trophy. Guys,
You're underplaying the news, though.
I'm underplaying it. I like it. It's big news.
No,
it's awesome.
that's how he won it.
There's two other guys here that have also won their first trophy.
Here?
Eric Dyer.
Oh, Eric Dyer.
Dyer.
Yeah, who's going away next year to France, right?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Monaco.
aren't
those the rumors?
Signed with
Yeah.
Monaco, yep.
Yeah, going to McDonald's League.
Mueller also played his last game and won his last trophy,
Ah,
Munich.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
And Vincent Company won his first league trophy because I think he won with
Burnley.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
got
the second
promoted to
division.
Burnley, yep. But the big news, as we know, is Harry Kane. Obviously, it's been a running joke with Spurs, who haven't won a trophy in years, minus some preseason friendlies. They've had several chances. Harry Kane, I believe, has been in several, I can't remember if it's 7 or 8 finals in his 13-year career. He's 31 years old. He's lost on PKs. He's lost in numerous outings, unfortunately for him, but he got it done this time. So,
Lost for club and national team. Lost for them all.
Yeah, that includes club. That includes national team.
Yeah.
He was supposed to win it yesterday. He was suspended for the match against Leipzig, and then they were up 3-2. And in the 83rd minute, he made his way down to the director's box to the field. And just as they're all smiling and getting ready to celebrate, Leipzig score, make it 3-3, and then, oh boy, we're not going to win. Shoot.
Basically, right when he touched the field, the Tottenham exited his foot.
Yeah. That's one way to
And
put
then
it.
you saw Poulsen put a goal in.
Tottenham Juju.
Yeah.
But today, because of the results going their way, they did officially win the Bundesliga. So Bayern Munich are your 2024-2025 Bundesliga champions. Congratulations.
If I had a boo
them.
button, I'd hit the boo button.
Thank you.
Why?
Because.
Guys, he doesn't like
Yeah, I know. We don't like Bayern Munich because it's typically a one-horse race in that league. No offense, but La Liga's a two-horse race. I got a question for you boys later about La Liga and Bundesliga.
Oh,
There's
man.
a lot of Liga guys.
I got a question. How would certain teams do in certain leagues? That's coming up. So have some fun. Get your whiteboards up. Nate, though, I mean, listen.
No.
I
Gotta
got.
listen. Don't tell me what to do.
I know a lot of people are now
Just talk right through it.
upset because Harry Kane has won a trophy.
Why are people upset?
I don't know, because now
Why?
there's
Like,
no running joke.
What type of
What type of human being
Well,
doesn't want the
actually-
nice guy to win?
if you want to be technical,
Go for it.
he's never won a trophy still.
What do you mean he's never won a trophy still?
That's not a trophy, it's a plate.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So
Boo. If we had a boo button, we'd hit it there for that one.
no, but it is. It's not a play on words.
This is true. It is a plate that they hand out in the Bundesliga for the winners.
It's like the plate they ate for the Community Shield. That big plate.
But listen, Harry Kane he's a solid player. He's a good player. He's committed to Tottenham for years. I loved the fact that he was dedicated to the club. They gave him the chance. He stayed with him. He could have left. He re-signed with him. He wanted to win trophies with him. And in the end, they said, hey, we've got big offers coming in, and he wants to leave, and it's getting towards the end of his career. He didn't like the chopping and the changing of the manager and the team every other year. Good for him for leaving. Big surprise going to the Bundesliga. He is, from what I understand, again, the Golden Boot winner. which don't they give out a little trophy for that looks like a
Golden boot.
no, it's not a golden boot. It's like Nate, what is it? Doesn't it look like the Arsenal symbol?
Yeah, it's like it's a cannon.
Cannon. Yeah, which is
Oh,
ironic because
cannon.
Tottenham's biggest rival is Arsenal, the Gunners.
So
Isn't that a nice German mug? I
he's
think we
on-
should get one of those.
He's on track to technically. He's not yet.
Not
He
yet.
is the highest goal scorer,
Yes.
but Patrick Schick and Gisler are right behind him.
Right. So it could happen because there's still 2 games left, right?
There's two games left.
Right.
So, but I mean, the biggest question is he gonna stay?
Yeah, that is. There's rumors going back to England, right?
What are your thoughts, buddy? Does he stay? Does he continue? Because I think they need him. I think they'll convince him. I think he stays. I think he plays longer.
I don't think they need him at all.
No?
No, I think actually, his speed of play does not match the players that they have there
Sure.
anymore, and you saw his form drop off immensely this year. He only has 24 goals, which it's a lot. It's a lot, but last year and the year before, that's not usually the amount of goals that a Bayern Munich sole striker has. So last year he had 36.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while okay, I'll let you
That's
finish.
all
9 of those
competitions, right?
goals
I'll let you finish.
out of the 24, 9 are penalties.
Yeah.
Mm.
So over almost half the goals were penalty kicks.
Yeah.
His form's dropped. I don't know. Like it's an interesting question because also the problem is his salary demands.
Yep.
So his salary demands are high.
Yep.
And I think if Munich could, they might look to offload him.
For the right price, I can see that happening. I will counter your argument. In my opinion, listen, is he the fleetest of foot? Is he the quickest of the guy in the field? No, he's not. But if there's one guy who you want to float a ball into and have one touched into the back of the net, it's Harry Kane. Now you've got speedy wingers, you've got a speedy midfield behind him. I think he's a great hold-up player. He doesn't get enough credit for his hold-up play. Comes to the ball, lays it off, turns, gets in the box. I think if you put another fast guy in that spot with two fast wingers out wide and then one behind, I think that's almost no hold-up play, and you run into some serious issues. I think he's the perfect guy for that. He's got another year of that left before he loses another step, and then it's downhill from there. Just my opinion. I think he sticks around. I think he's not offloaded, but who knows? Who knows? Vincent Kompany and Bayern Munich have different ideas, most likely.
Well, Mueller was 35,
Correct.
and he was just told, see ya. Because he was, not considered a luxury that we don't need anymore, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And Kane is how old now?
31.
31. Turns 32. I'm just looking this up because it's not too far off, and it's just different from where they're looking to go. He turns 32 this year. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if you're looking to offload, because Mueller, again, he wanted to stay. He didn't want to go.
Yeah, he definitely.
And
Well, he's a
still-
lifer, right?
and
He's
dreamed
of that his entire life.
And
He
he's
wanted to
still
finish his
going.
career there. Yeah.
And they're not too far apart.
I think he's got another year left in him where he can compete at that level, and then it's to somewhere else with a different style of play. I think he can cut it in. I think he can still cut it in the Premiership with the right team and the right style of play and tactics, or it's off to the MLS.
So here's the question for you: if you're a Premier League team that needs a target forward, is he the guy you go in on?
It's a great question. There are certain teams I would say no. I would say a Chelsea who runs super quick and loves to fly up the flanks and loves to break out. No.
What about Arsenal?
Arsenal, yes, but he won't go to Arsenal due to the ties and against Tottenham, right? There's not very many people who have played for both those clubs. I don't think he goes there because then.
You really think he likes Tottenham that much?
Yeah, I do. I do
Really?
think so. Yeah, I think he's looking forward to the end of his career. After he's retired, go back and sit in the box at Tottenham, and everybody just loves him, buys him drinks, he gets in for free, does everything as every club
about
legend. But you go to Arsenal, you go to the biggest rivals, that won't be forgotten.
What about a Liverpool?
Yes, I think a Liverpool would be a good one. Although You know what? No.
I mean,
no.
they got a lot of old players. What's one more?
No, I'm going to say no because you take away from Salah. I think that's not the style of play there.
Isn't Salah just out wide, though?
Yes, but I think it takes away. They are very quick. They love that counterattack. I don't think he fits in well there. And I'm going to be selfish here. I'm going to give you an example. Obviously, I watch a lot of Villa, right? But Villa are very slow in their play. Villa, when they have the ball, they're very slow and methodical in their play. I think someone like an Aston Villa who plays that 4-3-3 with the high man, now it's Ali Watkins and sometimes it's Rashford when he's healthy, as the highest man on the field and a hold-up play, and then the outside wingers are the ones who we try to put through. I think he would fit in perfectly to a style of play like a Villa or a Brighton.
Yeah, I was gonna say Seagulls.
Yeah, he's not going to go to any of those mid-table clubs.
Or
Hey,
I mean,
he could turn us into a top tier team if we get him.
I
Nate,
mean, he's not going to play the conference.
he would fit into the style that Manchester United want to play.
He's
They wanna
not going to
hold
go
the
to
ball.
a
I'm not saying he's going to go there, but what I'm saying is he fits into that style of play. I don't think
Actually-
he fits in with a Chelsea. I don't think he fits in with a Liverpool.
Actually, he doesn't. I don't think he does.
You don't think he does what?
He doesn't fit in with United.
How
I
come?
think he's too slow because they want a fast counter. And if you're not fast enough, that's been the issue with Højlund is in some of the wing backs just not being fast enough to operate that quick counter system that he's looking to do.
Where would he fit in? Where would he fit in?
Where would he fit in? Let's go. I'm going to go Arsenal. Screw it. I don't care.
Interesting.
Spiteful.
Yeah.
But they take him at
It'll
Man
never,
City.
it'll never happen.
Would they
What-
take
what,
him to Man
What are you going
City?
to do with that one?
No, I don't
Him
think
and
so.
Højlund or Erling Haaland? What are you going to do?
They play a 4-4-2, Craig,
They do.
Oh, what if they did?
between Haaland and Kane.
How excited would you be if Pep went?
Haaland just running in behind and then Kane doing the hold-up play.
You'd be so happy.
If you're gonna play a 4-4-2, you need a fast guy and a slow guy. And Haaland's not your fast guy. He's your slow big.
Better going in behind.
You need the Alvarez, right? The Julian Alvarez, like they had the other year, but they refused to play him together. You need those guys. Your big guy, your hold-up guy, and then your fast guy to get in and around. So I don't think it works with
This has
City.
been 4-4-2 talk with Craig Hearn.
I do have it on my docket, not for today though, boys. 4-4-2 is coming back quicker than anybody has seen.
Wow.
I talked to a local club, we'll say director,
Okay.
This guy.
who has said his entire club will be playing 4-4-2 next year.
I don't like the entire club doing that.
I love
but, you know.
I love the idea of the rec directory that you talked to going
Nope.
straight to 4-4-2.
No, I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but it's.
I
I was like, you know
Is
what?
Is that because Americans are not smart enough to figure out?
I don't like pigeonholing players, but that's okay.
Because every
three-back system.
that's all of what Germany does. That's a lot of what Spain does. Yes.
There's not a single Premiership team that plays a three-back system.
Many of them have shifted that way, and United wants to shift that way too.
The United, you mean the United in the last 24 games that have gone 6-6?
I would say the
12.
United that has not lost a.
Sheffield United did well with their 3-back for a few years.
Okay, we've gone way off topic.
Come
here.
on.
We're talking about Harry Kane. Where would he fit in? That led us down to Arsenal, who, by the way,
What do our viewers think
played
about fitting?
today. I'd love to know what viewers think, but I want to get
Yeah.
into the Arsenal-Bournemouth game today as well. Very evident that they don't have a true 9. They can't have Harry Kane because he's a Tottenham legend, and I don't see that working out. If that were to come to fruition, it would blow my mind. But Arsenal today were just wildly missing that true forward, that striker, that Harry Kane type player. Martinelli is not it. He couldn't do it. They played Trossard there for the majority of the game. He couldn't do it. He's a winger. He's a with set forward. Not what they needed. Really did miss a forward today as they lost 2-1 to Bournemouth at home. Now, we'll get into this in a little bit. Their focus isn't so much in the league. They've got second or third locked up. Not an issue. They're going to Champions League next year. They're worried about their upcoming game against PSG, at PSG, which they're down 1-0 already after the first leg. We're going to talk Champions League. We're going to talk Europa League in a little bit, right after a couple of Premiership.
Just out of
matches
curiosity,
here.
are we going to talk about City versus Wolves and Wolves playing a 3-4-2-1?
We are not talking about that boring
I'm
game.
just worried because
You want to know what?
I'm just curious because
Wolves,
I heard that nobody plays a 3-back system.
Wolves played a 3-4-2-1, and what was the score of that game, Nate?
I don't know.
0. It's Wolves.
How did that work out for them?
It's 1-0. But I don't care.
How did that work out?
The question was,
Now, there was no
Does
question.
Does
I
any
didn't
other
ask.
Premier League team play a three-back system? The answer is yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. You picked 2 losing teams who played a 3-back system.
Hey, whatever.
They still play it.
They still played it.
Great. All right, listen, some of the other games on the docket from this weekend, we'll get into the Chelsea versus Liverpool. Chelsea at home today versus Liverpool. Liverpool last week, 6 days ago, crowned as the champions of the EPL. Deserved. They have been phenomenal this year in the league. So Chelsea, as what normally happens, as any team that hosts the EPL champions, they gave them the Guard of Honor. So Chelsea players came out first, set up in the Guard of Honor, a little tunnel as they call it, and as Liverpool came through, they clapped it. It was booed roundly by the Stamford Bridge crowd.
Those Chelsea fans.
I mean, listen. So
Smelly Chelsea.
in the course of the Premiership, Chelsea have had to give the honor, a Guard of Honor, 7 times.
Really?
7 times. I think it's like 7 times in the last 15 years or something silly like that.
So essentially, that's just saying congratulating the other team that won.
It is tradition.
It is the tradition. That is the way it is. All right, so Chelsea showed up today, and by the way, they won 3-1 because Cole Palmer decided to make an appearance. The Cole Palmer who hasn't scored in 18 matches, the Cole Palmer who has disappeared for the last months, hasn't scored since January, decided he was going to play today. Found some room, came back, made some runs, scored a penalty in the 96th minute, albeit a penalty, had some nice crosses, had some good shots, played very well. Finally, Cole Palmer came out of the shadows and decided to show us the player he was at the beginning of the year and all of last year because...
See, he was just a bit too chilly. Like, he
was
needed to
cold.
warm up a little bit.
He's been chilly since January.
Yeah.
It's been silly. But Chelsea did win 3-1. Liverpool came out with a very strong squad. Doesn't have anything to play for, just their pride. They put in a good effort, I'll give it that. A little unlucky. In my opinion, it could have... The game, if you didn't know the score and just watched without the goals, the highlights, you probably would have thought it ended in a draw. Maybe a Liverpool win with how they were peppering the goal, especially in the second half, but not to be. I needed a Liverpool win because I need Chelsea to drop points. Didn't happen. Also needed Newcastle to drop points. Brooks, your Seagulls, Brighton Hove Albion couldn't stop that from happening. So Newcastle picked up a point via penalty in the last couple of minutes to tie 1-1. One of the other games today that happened, Brentford versus Man United. Brentford 4, Man United 3. Man United scored first. Mason Mount showed up. Oh my word. He still plays for Manchester United. He's healthy. He showed up to play today and scored.
He's been getting in, and actually he doesn't look too bad. Every time he touches the field, he's looking better and better, I think.
I think he fits that system.
He looked okay. He did look okay today. I'll say that.
Yep.
Garnacho looked like he felt like showing up today and playing. He had some nice runs down the line and some great crosses. Looks like Man United are preparing for their Europa League game, the second leg against Atletico Bilbao that we'll get to in a little bit
They've
as well.
decided to treat the league like just glorified scrimmages.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, essentially that's what Liverpool did today.
hate to say it,
That's
but it's
what
just
Tottenham
true.
are doing. That's what Man United are doing. Why wouldn't you? I mean, did they have anything to play for today, Nate?
Pride.
Yeah, that's about it.
Pride.
That's about it. But you didn't. How mad would you have been, Nate, if Manchester United went all out today? Harry Maguire got injured, Garnacho got injured, and
Harry Maguire's our leading scorer.
The elite winger, Harry Maguire.
elite winger. How bummed would you have been if and Shaw would have got it? I mean, Shaw gets injured like every other game.
I'd be big sad.
Yeah, big sad because you actually have a game on Thursday coming up that you need to. You don't really need to win it. Let's put it that way. You just need to not lose by 3.
How about Ipswich turning it on against Everton?
A nothing game. Nothing game that no one paid attention to, right? Like
They finally decided to show up.
there's
and
a lot
score
of that.
some goals.
But Luke Shaw made play today. He was on the field. That was interesting. Almost scored an own goal 2.5 minutes in. Did have an own goal, unluckily, later in the game. Is what it is.
It's just funny because they look like 2 different teams within 6 days, 5 days, 4 days, whatever,
Agreed.
Thursdays. And it's just, to me, you could tell that it's just like, hey, this is, we're treating this almost like I'm not saying that I'm not even using excuses for playing bad and losing, but to me, it's just like you watch that game, you go, ugh. And then you watch Europa, and you're like, well, where was that team? Like, and it was like even last week, you know what I mean? And it's been consistent, and they haven't lost a Europa match, and they play well against actually, the team they played is sitting 4th on the Liga table, so they're not bad. You know what I mean? It's not like they're playing some
they're good.
Norwegian, team out in wherever. Like, no offense to Tottenham, but
Bodo Glimt?
yeah, like you know what I mean. So it's like
They're north of Oslo.
I don't even know where that is. Is it still snowing?
I think there were polar bears wandering around their stadium of 12,000. Nate.
The town of 55,000, Craig.
Yes, I know.
Did you read the article I sent you?
I did.
Good.
I read everything.
But before you get there, I just want to end on this note. There's 4 teams in the Premier League that play a 3-back system, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in the championship that played a 3-back system. So it's
point is
There's some Bundesliga sides.
how did all those
almost all of them.
Yeah.
how did all those teams
I'm
do?
just saying, you were shocked, and you're like, nobody plays that system. Apparently they do.
2 of them lost this weekend.
Apparently they do.
Okay.
Apparently teams play. Yep. Just saying.
My original comment was 4-4-2 is coming back with a storm. I guarantee if we were to look at the amount of teams who play a 4-back and play 4-4-2.
Based on the one person you talk to, it's
No.
Sure.
What if
Based on the rest of the world, it's not.
disagree? Wait a couple of months.
Mm.
Villa play
Okay.
4-back. Man U play 4-back. I'm sorry, Manchester City play 4-back. Arsenal play.
These teams
Anyway.
have always played 4-back. These are just the teams who haven't changed over or might not change over.
Yeah, they were just like
They never-
4-3-3 guys. Then they've
It's
kind of
like people who wore bell bottoms through when bell bottoms went away, and now they're coming back. They're still hip. They're still in style now.
No, it's the fact of the
Come
game
back.
is the game is highly more athletic, and you have wingbacks that can actually get up and down the field.
Yeah, Kramer
I
went.
don't.
So
think,
you're basically
I don't
creating
think
overloads
you're
throughout the game.
Really understanding where I'm going with that, so we'll skip this conversation because I
No.
don't think you're understanding what I'm trying to say.
And I don't
there.
think you are understanding what I'm trying to say.
I
either.
was the one to start. I have no idea what you're talking about now.
Exactly. You never did from the start.
By the way, Don Hobley says
Wildly confused.
I like the 4-4-2, and I want to be a sweeper.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever. The
Old school
triangle
days.
coming back in the back. That's
Yeah.
the sweeper
Well,
stoppers coming back.
I will. It might with the new offside rule.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The new offside rule.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we going back to a 4-4-2 then?
A sweeper stopper, just like your dreams.
Okay. No.
Boot it down the field, Craig.
No.
He didn't like sweeper stoppers, so they man mark him.
All right,
or
we're
something,
gonna
you know?
get back to the rest of the Premiership scores we're going through. My last piece on Brentford, Man United. Man United look really suspect on set pieces. Defending set pieces, as I look at my notes, incredible. Almost every time Brentford had set piece today, it was hard for Man United to defend. They almost I'm not sure what's going on, but if there's a way back in for Athletic Bilbao, it might be through set pieces, as they were really struggling, and they have all year. I think if we were to go back and look at the stats, Man United all year traditionally have struggled with set pieces on how to defend them.
The only rough part with Spanish sides is they're not very big, and that's where Man United has the size advantage.
Well, the
That's
problem
the rough
is
part.
Man United doesn't have a goalkeeper. And they have a guy they have a goalkeeper, but they don't have a goalkeeper. So it's kind of hard to defend set pieces when you don't have a goalkeeper.
Did a backup goalkeeper?
The backup goalkeeper did play today, Bahinder.
Didn't look good either.
Did not look good.
Oh man. Okay, never
not
mind.
look good.
I take that back.
Yes, but there's a couple of players. They're. I'm not really sure. They're almost zonal marking and letting crisscross patterns happen. And there was a few flicks that came in. They just weren't able to deal with, and it looks like they need to do a little bit more training on where to be for specific teams and how they play those free kicks.
There's like 3 games left. What
Right. But
What are you gonna do?
well, now you've got probably 2 games left.
I guess.
Right. You've got 2 games left in your we'll call it season. You
So
gotta
Tottenham
finish
will
out-
beat them in the final on set pieces.
Tottenham have beaten them twice this year already, and I
Okay.
believe they have put a couple balls in the back of the net on set pieces.
Just out of
On
curiosity,
Olympico in the one game.
on a set piece,
Yes.
how would you line up if you didn't have a goalkeeper?
Yeah, if you know your goalkeeper was bad, what would you man or would you do half an
What
hour?
kind of question is that?
No,
What set
not
piece?
bad.
It's
Are we
interesting.
talking about a corner? Are we talking about
Anything.
free
Anything.
kick? We talking about free kick halfway?
Anything. You have to keep everything away from the two guys that are trying to be in the net because it will go in.
I would man mark if I was them. Because then you're responsible for everyone, and now you can't, if you do zonal marking, now you give the responsibility for Onana to come out and have to defend an area. If you man mark, I think that's much better. That's what I would do.
I would, based on the way Man United was, what I saw today, man marking would have been the way to go.
Yeah.
They were zonal marking, and there was a lot of standing still when the ball hit the floor and was rolling around. No one moved out of their zones.
Yeah.
It was a little odd. I'm just saying, I have that written down in my notes from the game that they got to be able to take care of set pieces. Again, they got 3 league games left. They got 2 real games in their season left, we'll call it, with finishing out Athletic Bilbao and then probably Tottenham.
What would you do?
Final.
I would cry.
I would cry.
I do have to get. I think that honestly, missing Harry Maguire in
Mm-hmm.
that middle
Sure.
for those moments.
Yep.
Is very detrimental.
Yep.
And you can see it without him out there. So.
I mean, he's a better aerial ball winner than Delict is.
Yep.
He absolutely is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's get on to Aston Villa 1, Fulham 0. This was a 7:30 a.m. game yesterday morning, Saturday. Listen, Yuri Tielemans came on a free 2 years ago to Aston Villa from Leicester City, and last year it took him a little time to get comfortable with the system. This year he started almost every single game Villa have had. He has made 52 starts over the course of the year, and he's started every single Premiership game that we've played in. He is by far the best player on the field for Aston Villa when he plays. It is incredible what he's done. Scored a great header yesterday, not known for his heading, but he got into certain positions yesterday, which really, you could just tell. I don't think he slows down. I don't think he's hit the point where he is tired yet. He is having a phenomenal year. Aston Villa controlled that game. Could have had 3 or 4 goals. Daniel Malin should have had one at the end, hit the crossbar, which Kane in the back off. Could have had another one as well. Ollie Watkins missed one, went under his foot on the 6-yard line. This game easily could have been 3 or 4-0 to Villa. Fulham, not really much to play for, to be honest. Came out and put in a decent effort. The left back, U.S. men's national team player.
Jedi Robinson.
Jedi Robinson.
It's May 4th. Come on, Craig. Jedi.
Did okay. Star Trek, right?
Star Wars.
Anyway.
Jeez.
Jedi did okay. I will say he really is quick. He gave the Villa some fits down their right side and the Fulham's left side. Whipped a couple of balls in. They really weren't able to get on the end of him. I thought Raul was going to get on the end of him like he normally does against Villa, but he wasn't able to. Konsa did a really nice job on him, and so did Pau Torres.
I have a question for you and your
go for it.
Okay. Do you want to retain Rashford, and do you still want to retain Watkins? Because it seems like they're not doing much for you right now.
Say yes to the first one.
Yes to both.
Yeah.
To both. Because the Watkins is struggling a little bit at the moment, but he started out the year very well. He goes through some cold patches, but I believe he can still put the ball in the back of the net. He's had a lot of good assists. He creates a lot of the space with his runs. Rashford, hear me out on this one, Brooks.
All right.
Rashford, the deal is set at £42 million for Villa to buy him. Everything's already agreed upon. Villa literally just have to say yes or no.
I thought Barcelona. He wants Barcelona.
But there's a pre-agreement.
That's a rumor, right? We Aston Villa get the
first right of refusal.
Yeah.
We have the trump card, essentially. Yeah. We have first right of refusal. If we want him, he comes to us, right? Do I think that Barcelona really want him? No. I think that's a smokescreen somehow from an agent or from the club or someone out there. But would I take him? Yes, and here's why. Because it costs $42 million. Now, $42 million for a striker, a proven striker, a guy who I think we can continue getting to work hard is a good deal. But he wants to be on the plane to the USA, Brooks, because what happens next year in the summer? World Cup. And he wants to be in that England squad playing in the World Cup in America. So what is he going to do for the next year? Work his butt off. That's where I think the majority of the money will be spent. Like, hey, we'll spend $42 million on him. this year. Watch him play and watch him showcase what he can do in order for himself to get onto that plane to go to the USA World Cup. And then next summer, then we make our mind up and go, you know what? He may just fall off again. So let's sell him while he's hot here, and he's just made the World Cup team. So, and even if you don't, you got the majority of it out of him, and you're probably going to sign a 3 or 4 year contract. Then you just got to hold on to him and see if at least you can get another little bit out of him after that.
Third question for you and final
Yeah,
one.
go for it.
Do you miss Johan Duran? Because he would score random goals and help you win and get points.
Yes.
Do you think if you had him, you would be higher in the table?
Yes. But the amount of money we sold him for, $76 million, you can't turn that down. As a club who straddles that PSR line, we could not turn that down. We sold 2 players, Brooks, in the space of 6 months for a combined fee of 156 million pounds. Douglas Luiz and Johan Duran. And that helps us really comply with PSR, and it helps us go out and get money for Rashford and Marcus Asensio. And yes, I think if the rumors are true about Asensio, 15 million for us to pay for him, thumbs up, let's do it. 42 million for Rashford, thumbs up, let's do it. Now, Villa have done a very nice job. What they're saying around the club is they have 3 cup finals left. They literally have 3 games left in their season. They need to win all 3 games, and they need help. They need Chelsea to lose games. They need Man City to lose games. They need Newcastle to lose games. They need Nottingham Forest to lose games, because Villa need to be in the top 5. That is their aim. That's what they're aiming for right now. I really thought some of those teams this weekend were going to drop big points. They didn't, unfortunately. Newcastle came away with a point against Brighton, 1-1 there. Chelsea came away with all 3 points against Liverpool, as we talked about. I just don't know if those teams are going to drop enough points for Villa to get into 5th.
Do you think, okay, they have Bournemouth this weekend, then they have Tottenham the following weekend, then you finish with Man United. Do you think that they're all 3 winnable games?
Yes, and here's why.
Okay.
I think Bournemouth is the toughest one out of all of them.
Sure.
Right? So, yes, I think we can beat Bournemouth. That's away at Bournemouth, I believe. Then we are home to Tottenham. Now, Tottenham, a couple of days later, are going to be in Europa League final.
Oh, same with Man United, the last team you played.
Man United are just going to be coming off the Europa League final.
I just have this strange feeling that Man United's going to win that game, that last one.
They always beat us. Brooks.
It's like,
always.
no matter the result in Europa League, the final, if they make it.
Yeah.
You know?
But here's the thing. A lot of them will already maybe have just cashed out because they won the Europa League, or they lost it, so they're bummed. So they'll play the youngsters, and Villa may need to win it, or it'll be a nothing game at that point. But and by the way, it is at Old Trafford.
It is.
Where we
struggle.
Yeah, we don't care. You'll probably win that one.
We'll phone that one.
I'm not counting on it.
I already told you.
I'm not counting on it.
I already told you.
Yeah.
Man United will get one surprising win the last 3.
Nah.
They might.
Yeah, we will. We'll beat Tottenham.
We'll
beat Tottenham in the Europa to secure the Champions League.
So I was just talking to I was talking to a Man United fan this weekend about
Battle of the cellar dwellers. Let's go.
And my friend said, I don't think we're going to beat Tottenham. Tottenham have beaten us twice this year. And I said, it's almost impossible to beat a team 3 times in one season.
It's like the match that
Barcelona did.
Well, Barcelona's on a different level.
It's literally the match that nobody wants to see except for those 2 fan bases.
Yeah.
You watching the Europa? No. Like 17th place United versus 16th place Tottenham? That sounds awful. Why would I watch that?
Yeah.
I am. Which fan are you?
Well, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the Champions League games that are coming up, and we're going to do that right after this.
Hi, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just going to do some light shopping. Okay. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh, wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump.
Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin, you know that.
Huh?
It's a mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
Craig, what are you doing?
Nothing. All right, Champions League happened this past week, and man, there were some freaking awesome games. I personally was looking forward to that PSG Arsenal game. I thought that was going to be the game of the tie. I thought, wow, man, this is going to be it. PSG 1-0 over Arsenal. That game, the replay, the second leg, is on Wednesday, May 7th. I thought it was a good game. I thought PSG really controlled that game, but I thought it was a really good game tactically.
But like
the game of the game. Now, go ahead, Nate. Sorry.
I liked it because Arsenal set up real low. It looked like, and they were looking to counter.
Mm-hmm.
And PSG kind of had to it kind of was a interesting watch for a team that was trying to break a very low block system. And that I liked. I kind of liked what they were trying to do and how they were trying to do it. But Arsenal was a couple just hairs away from getting that equalizer and actually potential winner if
they were close.
They were close.
They were close. Now PSG did very well as well. I thought they were close to extending that. But the game of the tie was Inter Milan versus Barcelona.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that game, oh my word, goals left, right, and center, 3-3 after the first leg.
What's interesting about Inter Milan is they're a Serie A team.
Yes, sir.
And 12 out of 20 Serie A teams this weekend played with a 3-back system.
I don't think that's correct.
No, that is correct.
I think he was looking at that.
I did. That is correct.
That is 100% correct, sir.
I watched the Serie A from time to time, and
I watched the Serie A, and they play with a 5-back system.
No, that's what you call athletic wingbacks that get back there, buddy.
Yeah.
Anyways, Inter Milan.
Nate,
those goals were fantastic.
Nate,
let's go back to the goal.
With the ball or without the ball? If you want to have this argument, we'll have this argument because most teams are moving to a 4-back, and then if you want to be in the ball or off the ball.
I mean, I don't know what you classify most teams because
12 teams in the Serie A did not play
12
with
out of 20? Yes, they did. I counted them. And 13 out of 18.
Not just count that amount
yes,
in 5
I did.
minutes.
I did.
Random.
I absolutely did. Yes, they were. And 13 out of 18 in the Bundesliga. But everyone's moving to a
4-4-2.
Sure, except for in the
most boring league in the world.
Two other prominent leagues. I mean, Inter Milan is.
I don't know how I get a word
in the Champions League, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, what?
They're in the Champions League, right?
And what did PSG play?
Just Inter Milan.
You didn't look up what PSG played? You didn't look up what Arsenal played? You picked
5 French teams played in the 3-back system.
You can't just make things up.
It's not made up. I looked it up.
Who are you quoting? What's your source?
Me. I physically counted the games.
Did you not look up the French
Did you go on 5
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Brooks watched what I was doing.
Yes.
He knew exactly what I was doing. I went and physically counted them all.
On Google, too, they tell you the lineups, too, and how they play as well.
I don't know what that is. Anyways.
I am absolutely stunned that you believe Google and the lineup they'll tell you. And FOTMob, without watching the game, will not show you what they're playing properly.
It actually lists the lineup.
I understand that, but that's not how a team plays when they actually play in the game.
Yeah, well,
that's how they think they're going to play.
No.
They do a formation before the game. They say this is what we expect them to play. They don't go back and fix it after while watching the game.
Yeah, it's actually
they don't. They don't go back.
Fairly
and
accurate.
It out. They don't.
They do. It's fairly accurate. It's okay. It's okay. Anywho,
you're telling me.
So the Champions League goals were pretty good.
I'm telling you right now,
right off the get-go, that little flick in was this class.
We're gonna have this conversation at some point, and you're gonna have to regurgitate those numbers because that source is not correct. Unless you watch, you're not the source unless you watched the game.
I counted them. I counted.
You didn't because you didn't watch the game.
But I don't need to. I have the lineup, the formation.
The lineup is not how
they play the formation.
That's how they predict the formation to be.
No, after the game. It's no longer a prediction.
After the game, they don't go back and fix it in
Are we
Futbol.
gonna get to the Champions League? We don't.
You're
we
the
don't
one
have
who
all
wants to
night.
continue having this.
I
A
did-
4-back system
I moved on. I
is
moved on.
what is
I
going.
moved on.
Fuck me.
I moved on. I moved on.
It was a good counterattacking goal, that first one.
That one,
for
it wasn't a
Inter Milan.
good fucking.
It was. It was a very good counterattacking
I don't
goal.
even know. I don't even really care anymore. That was fucking ridiculous argument to start having in the middle of the Champions League.
I didn't have any.
What
argument.
did Inter Milan play against Barcelona?
I didn't count that.
They played a 5-back.
They defended pretty.
They played a
they defended a lot.
5-back.
Is that the new system? That's
So what did they
coming
play this weekend?
out? Don't know how to count. Well, I,
What a
They're one of the
I didn't write it
Italian
down.
Serie A teams who played this weekend.
they could have played a 3-back.
It's a 5-back, but with 3 center backs. Okay, like it's
So,
similar.
so it's a,
So is that in the ball or without the
it's
ball?
a 3-back system.
When they were defending, they played in a 5.
Okay. And without the ball?
Yes.
With a 3. So what do we say that system is?
Depends what phase.
Well,
of the game.
yeah,
Depends what phase of the game
So
you're in.
before the game, before you start the game and you're predicting the lineup, what do you say it is? What formation do you put them in?
I put them in a 3-back.
Some
Even
people-
though
some people
without
play-
the ball, they'll play a 5-back.
Some people put with
Yeah.
how they're gonna look, how their defensive shape's gonna look, and some how they attack. It just depends. Everyone does it differently when they do the formation lineups.
Who's everyone? Google, Yahoo, Thought
Even the teams, some of the teams do it differently like that. I've seen stuff where they put them at 3-4-3, but they're defending more in a 5.
Oh, good lord. I don't even know where to go from this.
It was
All
a
right.
good counterattacking goal that first. one.
Barcelona absolutely did not come out to think that the Inter Milan was going to come at them like that.
No.
They kind of set up thinking we're going to hold the majority of the play here and be able to. You mean Lamal is
Yes.
absolutely incredible. What a stud of a 17-year-old this kid is.
Yes.
Incredible.
I thought
Player of the
Barcelona did way better than I thought they were. I thought they were going to struggle without Lewandowski out there, and
Without
they-
the true 9.
Yeah, they still looked really good, and those goals were incredible. And Lamine Yamal looked amazing out there.
Do you guys want to predict the score of the next game, the second leg of that?
Mhm, we're
6-6.
gonna have 6 goals. We're gonna have 6 goals.
Defendings for schlubs.
Where are we going to go?
Well, Inter Milan know they have to defend away. I mean, they had the first game home,
Oh, yeah.
so they're gonna have to defend a lot. I mean,
yeah.
I think they're gonna I think they're really gonna try to keep everything in front and then get them on the counter. I think that's how they're gonna play.
That's how they played the other day. Played a 5-back and then they countered, right? That's what Inter Milan do, and that's how they scored.
Yeah.
So this game, definitely both coaches went home and reamed out their teams for giving up 3 goals. Absolutely reamed them out. They've gone to work on the training ground, and this game's going to end 2-1 because both of these teams do not give up that amount of goals. This game's going to end 2-1. And I think Barcelona take it in the end. I think it'll be a close game. It's not going to be 3-3. These coaches, they were not happy after that game.
Well,
Guarantee it.
And Chesney had a bad game, considering he's normally a lot better than that.
He's a good shot stopper.
Yeah, and some of those goals,
Yep.
not his fault, but still, I didn't think he had that great of a game, personally.
I mean, it's pretty impressive for a guy that was pretty much almost at the end of his career, Chesney.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
he kind of
He
found
was
a team.
retired. He was retired.
He's retired, and then Hansi Flick's like, "We need a goalkeeper because Ter Stegen goes down."
When Barcelona calls you,
Sure.
you go.
Yeah.
You absolutely go. The other game in the Champions League semifinal, Bodo Glimt versus Tottenham. I think
Europa League.
I'm sorry. I skipped. Sorry, I
Yes.
skipped ahead. Was the PSG Arsenal? We talked about that. Well, give me a prediction on that one, guys. It's PSG at home, Arsenal away. So they're visiting Parc des Princes. What are we gonna do? Prediction wise, give me something for the other semifinal of the Champions League.
Arsenal have to go out, so I think they're going to attack. 3-2.
You think it's gonna be open? It's gonna be 3-2 to Arsenal?
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
They have to go, and I
you
think
are
if they get
now-
up early, and put PSG on their heels, now PSG have to come out of their shell.
This plays into PSG's plans. PSG are gonna love to sit back and say,
Well, I know because you saw him play, because
Come at us.
your Villa went at him, and that's what they did.
and Villa did that in the first quarterfinal. The second quarterfinal. Villa said, we got to come out and score goals. So Villa controlled the play, and they went at it. And PSG just sat back and said, yeah, come on, go ahead.
But would you agree?
Wait a minute, we won the ball. Wing, goal, zing, goal.
But you would agree? Arsenal have their attacking players they have, besides not having a center forward.
They've got
different type of style of players a little bit than Villa.
yeah, absolutely different style of play, but
Yeah.
PSG are so quick.
They are.
They are just
I think,
so quick.
I think this game, basically, Arsenal, if they wanted to do anything, had to win at home.
Yep,
sure.
They didn't. I think they're cooked. I think PSG goes home, and I think they're a much better side than what people give them credit for with those players. And I think they'll win like 2-0.
Yeah, I was going to predict 2-1 to PSG. I think they'll come out. They'll score two quick ones. Arsenal will find a goal and they'll make it a game. But essentially, even if it ends 2-2,
I think
PSG advance.
Arsenal can't sit there and play defensively like they did and hope to counter.
Yep.
Have to go.
And PSG can just sit there for a minute and just wait and then basically pick them apart.
Yep. I think we'll be finding this will be PSG versus Barcelona in the final. And that's what I'm hoping for, because I think anything else than that just will not be as exciting. I think those are the two best teams this year, in my opinion, outside of a Liverpool who won the EPL, but obviously just faltered to PSG over two legs in the Champions League.
So, Inter Milan versus Barcelona. Next one. We predicting that one?
Inter Milan versus Barcelona?
Yeah.
I think it's PSG versus Barca in the final.
No.
No, that's the second leg.
Yeah, second one.
I'm sorry. Oh,
That's
We're
where we go.
predicting
I'm
scores.
sorry. I thought we gave that. I said 2-1. I think it'll be 2-1 Barca.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I'm gonna go 2-2.
Well, so then who advances? Because it's 3-3
Oh,
on
yeah,
aggregate
it
right
is,
now.
yeah.
So then it'd be 5-5. So who advances?
Oh.
So then you go
Then we go to
extra time.
PKs, and then it's Barcelona and PKs.
Barca and PKs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one if they went to PKs. By the way.
Even though Inter Milan played a 3-back system in this game, they played a 3-5-2. I
a
do
5-back.
think they're it's Foot Mob says what it is, man. It says right
5-back.
here. Are you gonna say it's a liar? Okay.
Yep.
Anyways, I think we're gonna see a Barcelona versus PSG in the final, and I think we're gonna have Barcelona win it.
You think Barca take PSG?
Yep.
Yeah, I would put my money on Barca. I think Barca would be the favorites as well.
Yes.
If that's, I think Barca. So Barca are the favorites out of this whole thing. They're by far the best team right now. PSG will be your second.
I just look
then
at
Arsenal,
Inter,
then Inter.
not to take anything from away from Inter, but they're like their XU is 0.9 on a 3-goal game.
Right.
Those were uncharacteristic goals to go in. So I think in under 90 minutes, it's not going to happen.
They don't have a dynamic player that can take over the game.
They got a good squad. They
They
got
do.
players that,
They play well all together, though. They don't have like a Lamine Yamal or or Dembele that can take over.
All right, moving on. So the Europa League, I got ahead a little bit earlier there. Man U versus Atletico Bilbao. It's 3-0 aggregate. And Bodo Glimt versus Tottenham. I think we're all just as you all heard us talk about earlier. It's Man United versus Tottenham in the final.
Yeah,
Right.
both home legs.
It's
Teams give a crap.
done and dusted. Just even if you lose 1-0 or 2-0, both teams are moving on.
Now, what's going to be wild is, I think the final for this game, because either of this is like making or breaking their season. This
Pretty
goes
much.
From
Because both of them have nothing left in their season.
and they're both not even like not even mid-table teams, below mid. So it's going to be interesting. You know which team for both of them shows up, and I think United had a little bit of a harder road through this Europa. So it'll be interesting.
Who wins it?
I can't weigh in on this one because you know what I'm going to say, and I got fan goggles on.
Mm-hmm.
Fair
Brooks, who wins it?
Jeez, they're both so bad right now. It's like
You got to pick one, buddy.
what player shines in the moment.
I don't even think it's players. I think it's just the team.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just
1-0 Tottenham. Solanke with the goal.
Interesting. So in the end, Man United will win it because they've had such a terrible year, and everybody is so down on them and making fun of them. But they'll find a way to win a trophy and get into the Champions League for next year.
Yeah.
So they'll win it. They'll absolutely win it. They will probably come out and lose the next game to Athletic Bilbao 1-0 or 2-0. So they'll get in. It'll be a squeaker at the end. They'll get in. They'll play Tottenham. Tottenham have beaten them twice this year already. It's almost impossible to beat a team at the same level as you 3 times in a season. Man United will take it in the end. I believe this game is being played in Bilbao. They've been playing at Athletic Bilbao's home field.
Yes.
That's where the final is going to be. Man United will have already seen it, already known about the stadium. Man United take this in the end.
Got a comment here from our buddy BX Gunner 81.
Oh my!
I love that burner account of yours.
I know, right?
He
Ask
can't
him what he thinks about the 3-back system.
I have no doubt he is not happy with our predictions of not having.
He thinks
Tottenham,
Arsenal all the way.
Yep.
Remontada is loading. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And then he also says, I can see Bilbao springing a comeback. Bodo, not so much.
Bilbao was so bad though.
They lost
So
3-0
bad.
at home, and they lost one of their starting center backs.
They're
Like,
so bad. I
So-
don't see them coming back. I see them winning. Like I said, maybe 1-0 or 2-0, and making a match of it. But in the end, they're so bad. No. But hey, interesting. I'd love to know who he thinks Arsenal will play in the final. Who do you think's going to make it through, Barca or Inter? And who do Arsenal beat? If they're going all the way. Let us know when he comes through. Another thing that happened this week that we didn't mention in the EPL, by the way, the referee in the Leicester City versus Southampton game, he ran into the referee of this game ran into Jordan Ayew, the Leicester City player, and unfortunately looked like he was knocked unconscious for a couple of minutes. He was out and down for 11 minutes total. He did walk off under his own power. While this was happening, after it first happened, what happened was Jamie Vardy decided to blow the whistle. As the referee is laying down on the ground, Jamie Vardy walked up, picked up the referee's hand and whistle, and blew the whistle to stop the game. When I first saw this, I thought, this is Jamie Vardy just being Jamie Vardy, being a little bit of a prankster and having some fun. But if you look closely, he's not smiling, he's not laughing. I think he really does blow the whistle because he's one of the closest players there to stop the game and alert everyone to how serious this was. The referee was out of it. He took him, like I said, 11 minutes to get back on his feet and walk off. Couldn't finish the game. Unfortunately, this was the referee's first game in charge of a Premiership game.
Really?
Yeah.
That
How
sucks.
sad
He gets that insurance, all right?
I have no idea.
Heck yeah.
No idea. Listen, Premiership referees earn £187,000 a year, so don't feel too bad for them. That's a lot of freaking money, by the way.
You always think it's a lot of money. I don't think it's that much.
It's a perspective.
Yeah, do the conversion.
You got to do the conversion, so it's $200,000.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, up, not down. When
My
you go
bad, yeah.
down, it's worth more.
Yeah.
He earns over $200,000 for the year, if he were to do the entire year. But it was his first game. It's unfortunate for him, knocked out of his first game. It's like a player coming in and getting injured, and then,
Yeah.
I hope he'll be back. It seemed like he did a good job, but Jamie Vardy scored a goal and then blew a whistle on the field in the same game. Interesting. Still interested to see where he ends up for next year. Is he going to come to the MLS? Is he going to be heading off to another league? Is he going to find another Premiership team?
Just don't see what other Premier team would want him.
I mean, you bring him off the bench in the last 10 or 15
Still
minutes.
scoring goals.
He's still quick. I mean, he's not as quick as he was 10 years ago, but he's still quick.
quick.
He scores
He's-
goals.
He's quick now. What's he like in 4 months?
Better.
Quicker?
No, I don't know about that. There's
I
a lot, everyone's like, oh, he's still doing well. Then all of a sudden, next season happens, and it's
I mean, I don't think he loses a step in 4 months. I think he'll be
No,
the
but he's gotta get
same.
acclimated to all his new teammates and everything. And there's a lot of factors that go into
Would
it.
you not want to sign him on a one-year deal for Brighton or any other team?
Not if I was a Premier League team. There are other
No?
players.
No,
that are
I mean,
better.
Now don't get
I'm not Premier League. There's other players in the world out there that I'd rather have.
don't get me wrong. He's not starting every game,
No,
right? But he's a player who could come in for 10 or 15 or 30 minutes.
Remember when United signed Michael Owen and won the league? He's using him as an off-the-bench type player to come in and score goals.
Teams,
I do not remember that.
Yeah, I
teams are
do.
notorious for doing that, right? Notorious for,
Yeah.
hey, you are a player who scored goals in this league. I don't need you to come in and start. I don't need you to play 40 minutes a game. I need you to play 20, 25 minutes a game when we're down a goal, or I need to change things up.
What's going to be interesting is going to come down to what does he want as a player, right?
Mhm.
Because he's won the league.
Yep.
He's won, League Two. He said he didn't want to go back to League Two.
Yep.
But he hasn't really defined what he actually wants. You know what I mean? Does he just want to play in the Prem? Does he want to win another title? Does he just want to be a starter? Every one of these routes has a different. Every one of these decisions have a different route.
Mhm.
You know, because I don't think he's a starter on the Premier League.
No,
He could be a starter in the MLS.
He probably knows he's not a starter there,
Right.
right? He must know that. I mean,
But then if he wants a league title, he's not going to go to the MLS. He's going to go to a better. So it's like it's just kind of like what does he want as a player?
Yep.
I mean, would you be surprised if he ended up at a Man United or an Arsenal for someone like that who just says, we've got a younger player and we got younger players, but hey, we need someone to guide them through. We need someone who's been able to score goals and win the Golden Boot. We need you to show some of these young professionals how to play. Oh, and by the way, we're going to bring you off the bench every other game for 20 to 30 minutes when we're in need of something different or a goal poacher.
That's
I think Man United and Arsenal fans would be upset with that because they want something different that's going to push them higher and for long term.
Listen, if Villa reached out to him and said, you know, you're on a free, come on over, we'll pay you 50 to 70 or 110,000 pounds a week. But these are the expectations. I'd be all right with it. I'd be okay with it. Again, just need him to come off the bench when we need it. But I don't think it'll happen. I do see him ending up in the MLS or something like that. It'll be interesting. Yeah. So.
By the way, our buddy VX Gunner, Arsenal and Barca in the final.
Oh, all right. All right. Yeah. I mean, that would be interesting. That'd be a fun game to watch.
It would.
That'd be a really fun game to watch. All right, let's talk about. By the way, just going to throw this in there. Josh Sargent, Norwich City's Player of the Year, American Josh Sargent.
He's been good this year. He's been scoring goals.
15 goals, 5 assists across 33 games. So he's also been injured.
Yes,
he only played in
has.
33 games. The championship plays 48 games. They're only in one FA Cup game. So a total of 49 games. He played 33 of those. But 15 goals, 5 assists, 20 goal contributions against. I mean, that's more than one. More than half one game. So good.
Unfortunately, was it last year they were in the playoffs for championship last year, EFL? And then this year they're even further down the table because it's so close.
We'll see if he moves on or what's happening there, but I bet he stays and I bet he plays again. I bet he does well, but good for him. Weston McKennie also is in talks to extend his contract at Juventus.
Could be the highest paid player.
I was about to say, looks like he could be one of the highest paid
At Juve?
players at Juve. I would be surprised if he ends up being the highest paid, but he'll be one of them. Yes, the rumor is he could be. We'll see. He's having a good time out there. He's doing all right. They love him. Seems like a good fit, and it can only be a good thing for the U.S. men's national team come next summer. Hopefully he stays healthy. All right, we've done a little bit of talking about the Bundesliga. We talked about Bayern Munich winning it, Harry Kane getting his first trophy. There's another little bit of Bundesliga news, we'll call it, / La Liga news. Bayer Leverkusen's coach could be on his way out.
Yeah.
Where's he headed, Nate?
It's everyone's shocked. He's probably going to Real Madrid, according to Fabrizio Romano.
Right. And that's
pretty much done deal.
That's pretty much a done deal. As we've been speculating, as we speculated for a year, as everybody speculated for the year, pretty much a done deal. So the rumor was that he signed the contract and he signed an extension last year saying that, listen, if a certain team comes calling, there's not going to be any argument here. I'm going to stay for another year. I'm going to do this with you guys at Bayer Leverkusen.
It was a gentleman's agreement, as I read.
But if
one of my former clubs
calling, I'm on my way out.
Yep.
And here's the list, right? So we don't expect any haggling.
No, Leverkusen already said they're not going to stand in the right. And it's very common
for them.
It's very common in the Bundesliga for that to happen. They're not going to stand in players' or coaches' ways. If they seek something more, they'll just cash in and call it good.
Right.
The rumor I can understand is, it's I laugh at it. I see it all the time. Ten Hag to Leverkusen. That's a joke to me. No way. No chance. Like, they like the German coaches. Unless you're special, which Ten Hag is not.
It'd be interesting. It'd be an interesting
I just can't see
move. I don't see it happening. He's got to land somewhere.
I guess.
I mean,
does he have to? He don't have to. He can.
No, he's getting paid.
He can never coach
he's
again.
Getting paid by Man United until he lands somewhere. The instant he lands somewhere, then that money gets cut off. So he may just May just lay on a beach for the next 2 years and suck up Man United money. Who knows? I don't think that happens to Bayer Leverkusen. But that was one of the things that happened or is happening. I think that happens pretty much within the week following the conclusion of the Bundesliga. Nate, don't you see that happening? Once that's done, once the league's over, Xabi Alonso officially will move over.
Yes.
And move. And
I wouldn't be surprised if it's now announced within the next 7 days.
Yeah, sure.
If you look at it, Leverkusen's not playing for anything. They're not in any risk of their first and second is absolutely
tied up, done.
It's tied up, done. Third, fourth down the league, that's actually open. That could be various teams that move in and out of there, and the bottom of the league is actually something that is going to be a fight as well. So that's the interesting spots in the league, and Leverkusen is for the most part that loss today sealed everything.
Yep.
There's nothing to play for.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if everything's done because there's nothing to play for at Madrid. If they just seal everything up and move on and find his replacement. And have him get started rather quickly, because usually that's how it's done. It's not very long with these things.
Sure. Here's the table, Nate. Tell us about the Bundesliga and what's going on. As you said, pretty much the top 3, 4, 5 is set. Borussia Dortmund and Leipzig could swap spots there for top 4. Freiburg could drop out of the top 4 into 5th or 6th.
Right.
But the main noise and fun is happening down at the bottom, correct?
Well, no, because Dortmund is quietly creeping up, and they're like one of the best informed teams right now under Niko Kovac, their new coach. They're quietly moving from 5th. They're only a point out of 4th.
Do they catch Frankfurt?
I think they catch Freiburg.
I could see that.
I think they leap Freiburg, get in 4th, and then seal it.
Yep.
I think Leipzig might actually move up and end up in 5th, and Freiburg ending up in 6th. Bottom of the table, that's where things get spicy.
Yeah.
Bochum, you're probably out, maybe, but there's still life there. But you're looking at Hoffenheim, Heidelheim, and Holstein Kiel, 25 points, 26 points, and 31 doesn't really make you safe. Same with St. Pauli as well. St. Pauli played Stuttgart this weekend. They went down a player. I almost wanted St. Pauli to win because just like United, Stuttgart, they're fine. They're not going to get relegated. They're playing for the Pokal. Doesn't really matter.
Yep.
They got a final. That game will get them in Europa. Who cares, right? And St. Pauli's atmosphere is just so nice, and it's a team. It's a good team. It's a fun team. It's good for the league. So I hope they stay up. Heidelheim, Holstein Kiel, get out of here. I don't care. That's my comment.
John Tolkien being relegated, huh?
I think it's a possibility.
He's actually done well for them the past 5 or 6 matches.
They got fight in them. They won this weekend against a very good Augsburg team that's been in form, 3-1. And, he played a full 90 during that minutes. The whole team did well. So we'll see how it goes down the stretch. Then the interesting part is, of course, going to be the relegation playoff battle.
Yeah.
Which is looking like could be Paderborn or Elfsborg.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Elfsborg.
And Dusseldorf is still in there. Kaiserslautern. League 2 is a wild west right now because your first place is 56 and your second place, Cologne's 55. They're maybe secure. Then it goes 52, 52, 50, 50, 50, 50, 49. Like anything from 3rd to 8th could instantly change because it's all within 3 points.
Yeah, and match 34, that's 2 weeks. So everyone's got 2 more matches left.
Everyone's got 2 more matches. So everything in 6 points, 2 matches, and everyone's a game out. So that table could be all over the place.
Just like the championship, this past weekend, everyone was so close. There's so much movement that can happen.
Yep.
It's more fun when that happens, when they're close and there's movement like that, right? One game will send someone
It's going to be goal differential. It could end up coming back to bite you.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of that, a team last year who was in the Premiership and were relegated fell into the Championship for this year and now have been relegated again. Luton Town have officially been relegated 2 years in a row. This might be one club we never see again. They are still on parachute payments from the Premiership, but we may never see them again. It is hard, as we've seen at Sunderland, to get promoted and stick in the championship and get promoted again. Sunderland dropped down 3 within 4 years. Luton Town could be in the same position here. Players leaving left and right, and just see you later. It's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. A small, cool club like Luton Town with their quaint little fun stadium of 12,500. You have to walk, the away fans have to walk through the old lady's backyard and up the stairs into the away stands.
Well, I read an article, about that, and it's all the upgrades you got to make for the Division 1 level that just eat you sometimes, honestly.
Yep.
Got to get up to code, have to get the stands, enough people in there, and that's just what kills you.
They just need rich owners of the Hulu series.
Exactly.
That's all you need in order to succeed.
Yeah.
Is
that the moral of the story?
Yeah.
You just need 2 owners who are famous actors.
Get some actors.
Pump money into your club with other famous actors.
Or
English actors.
Former 14-time Super Bowl winner.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady for the other guys. Brighton Moon or
Birmingham City.
Yeah.
Greg's favorite club?
Yeah.
No. I thought you were going to go with TJ Watt.
For Burnley?
Oh, yeah. No, he's the other one. They're the other ones.
Yeah.
You just need a football
Just
player with a lot of money.
Just get rich American owners. It's recipes.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Do it.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Pat Mahomes invested in soccer here. Why not over in
Yeah.
Europe? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Or
doesn't
Travis Kelce.
Liverpool have like rich American owner base as well?
Yeah, the guys that own the Red Sox.
Yeah, there you go.
Sports.
Fenway Sports Group.
Yeah, there you go. Get some rich Americans, and
What a lot of people don't
then
understand.
you'll have a playoff system, and it'll be great.
What a lot of people don't understand is
Yes.
these owners lose money every year. They're not making money, by the way.
You don't make money till you sell it.
You won't make money until you sell it. Wrexham has not exactly made a ton of money. They are spending more than what they bring in every year, and that's
They're
why
doing-
PSR is there in place.
They are doing much better than most people, though.
They are
That
spending.
has to do with a lot of their advertising, and
Yes,
yes,
They sell a lot more jerseys than everybody else.
They
which
do.
allows them to make more money and spend more money.
yes.
That's the way it is. That's the way it is. There's a reason you're allowed to lose £105 million as a Premiership team over 3 years. You lose more than that, and you'll be in. You won't be in compliance with PSR. And people don't understand that. Yeah, listen to that again. You're allowed to lose £105 million over 3 years.
Yeah.
That means you haven't made money.
And you got to sell a lot of
You
players,
don't make money.
like Villa had to.
Villa had to, in order to comply and only lose £35 million a year, they had to sell 2 players to the tune of £156 million.
That's where those Saudi clubs come in, because they just pay ridiculous amounts for bang average players.
Now, exactly.
Yeah.
And where the real crutch of it is, when you've got a Saudi-owned team in England,
yes.
and then a Saudi-owned team in Saudi Arabia wants to buy a player,
Yep.
they up the valuation to give you more money,
Yes.
and then allows you to comply. And you're like, that's cohesion. That's
Yes.
not allowed, but
Yes. That's
Welcome
that's
to
market
FIFA.
manipulation.
yep, welcome to FIFA. Newcastle did that.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
Newcastle did that. But anyway, we move on. I think that's going to wrap us up for the week. We got a couple of other things we were going to get to, but we'll do that next week. We got some fun. We'll talk about different teams in different leagues. We'll talk about that next week. Thank you all for joining. Appreciate it. Do us a favor. Give us a like. Give us a subscription. Give us a share. I do want to say a big thank you to our partners. A big thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all of your soccer gear needs. A big thank you to Next Level Training, Aaron, Dylan, Scotty, Renato, Summer, and the boys and girls of Next Level Training. They are the best trainers in the country. Big thank you to the Michigan Jags. As you heard Nate say earlier, he was coaching for him. His kid was playing for him. My kids were playing for him this weekend. Lots of Jag soccer. Michigan Jaguars FC.com for more information on the Michigan Jaguars. And last but not least, a big thank you to the Futbol Doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. If you're injured and you need to get back on the field, hit up the Futbol Doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. Fellas, until next week, we'll do it all again. But for now, cheers. Have a good one.
Cheers.